Hi everyone, this is a short video entitled I'll probably call it something like The Delusion of Magic. The desire for magic, I don't know. A lot of people get into trouble because, with their health or whatever, with their life, because they are chasing magic. Um, what I mean by that is that the certain ideas, certain things appeal to them. Uh, that are just appealing for some reason. They're just interested in it, they're appealing, they like to believe that they feel intuitively there's something right about it or whatever, and they just want to believe that it's real. And for it to be real would require, like, essentially some kind of magic or a miracle or something that just has no explanation. And a lot of people in the spiritual communities um, are like that, and they don't really want anything to be explained to them. They don't really want anything to be. They don't want to find out. They think there's not understanding things and just saying it just happens because of divine, intervention or something. That's a better thing than understanding it. So within the health movement, there's a lot of different things that loads of people want to believe in, which have no explanation as to how they could even possibly be real or true. And they certainly haven't been proved scientifically, they haven't been observed scientifically. Some people would say that's not enough to prove that it doesn't happen, and that's fair enough. But there's just a number of things that appeal to people. They want to believe it's going to be true. And so there's a few things come up and again. Breatharianism is one of them. Breatharianism, the idea that we can live without food. And not as if there's been that many, but essentially the people that claim to have practiced it always stopped doing it or weren't doing it, or and the thing is, our bodies are designed to go without food for quite a long time, so you could easily be around people and not be eating for quite a long period of time, and you could convince probably quite a lot of people that you're breatharian unless they were with you all the time. Yeah, and you could eat enough food to keep yourself going in a very, very short period of time. Like, you could eat enough food in like 5 minutes to kind of make up enough calories, to eat enough for the day. So, and some people will bring up the case of a guy called Prahlad Jani, who was an Indian yogi. Now, I used to, and he was observed for 15 days or so. Doesn't prove that he lives without food. It's just he lived without food for 15 days. But he didn't drink. I think he didn't drink or eat, which is kind of unusual to be able to last so long without water. But he did have access to water. And he supposedly didn't go to the toilet, so that was kind of unusual. But it's just unusual, and it doesn't necessarily mean he lives without food. Just logically, the idea that anyone would believe in the idea of breatharianism doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like every single animal on earth, basically one of the things that makes us an animal is that we eat. It's one of the fundamental things. Every day we use up, even if we do nothing, we use up more energy than we can take in through breathing alone and other things, and through whatever taking in sunlight. So we have to eat. We have to eat. And we're either eating ourselves or we're eating something else. We're either eating our own fat or our own muscles or our own tissues, or we're eating other things outside that we get from outside ourselves. And it's just it's one of the simple fundamental things. To believe that it could be possible is a belief in the idea of magic, the belief in miracles, the belief in things that can happen that are outside of the understanding of science. And that's the problem, is that there has to be something there that's like a magical energy that just does something, without any explanation as to why that would exist or how that could possibly happen. That I'm not going to eat, and all the fuel that I'm using up and burning up, and the fat that I'm eating and everything else, that's getting replaced by something mystical. And I don't know what is that? Is that like sugar is just dropping into your cells? The sunlight, you're taking in so much sun energy that that's turning into sugar or something? Have you become a plant? Is it photosynthesis? None of it makes any sense. So, part of me likes to believe. For years, part of me, the way I looked at this is I thought, well, there might be miracles may happen, and if people can walk on water, or fly in the air, or I don't know, heal the sick by touch alone or whatever. If there's people that can do that, if you want to believe that that's possible, then potentially you could believe that there's a one-off person that lives without eating and through some kind of miraculous happening. But we don't really need it. It's not an improvement. It's weird to me how people find it so hard to go from cooked food to raw or whatever. And then a lot of people, once they've gone to raw, it's like the idea of giving up eating completely is like somehow all of a sudden like an easy idea, when when giving up all the bad food was so hard and a concept to match. Anyway, breatharianism is a concept to be avoided. It's once again, it's like the fasting lifestyle and the video I made about that. The aim with the raw vegan lifestyle is actually to be able to do it long term consistently, which very few people have managed to do. Even in the context of the whole raw vegan community that's ever existed, very few people managed to make a consistent lifestyle from raw foods, because they didn't understand. No one was doing it right, and everyone was filled with all these notions, or that don't really apply to raw food, like, oh, you've got to don't eat too much, which applies to cooked food, because everyone overeats on cooked food pretty much. So it makes sense that people would want to cut down or limit what they're eating. And certainly people would want to limit what they were eating if they were eating animal products. But it doesn't make sense for raw food. It certainly doesn't make sense for fruits and vegetables. Maybe with nuts and seeds, but fruits and vegetables, it makes no sense ever to limit how much fruits and vegetables you eat. I mean, maybe like avocados, coconut, I don't know, maybe you might not want to eat the things that are very highly fatty, but the high carbohydrate fruits and the vegetables, it's just you can't really overeat on these. So it still persists, and unfortunately, anything that's about restricting calories, eating less, it all promotes anorexia, eating disorders. It all kind of triggers people towards that, and that's something I think that's really, really bad. And people that are from an eating disorder background come into this lifestyle and are, want to be told that they can live off like one or two bananas or something. Like they want to believe that, and we can't allow this bad information to go out there that makes them believe that's possible. The same with the breatharian thing. And it usually all this stuff comes from like silly stuff like wanting to look thinner and think it's never like some kind of spiritual thing. It's never really anything to do with that. It's just pure egotism, you know, it's just pure self. It's just being so obsessed with yourself and to the point that you're completely dysfunctional in society because all you can think of is you and yourself. And you can't think about helping other people, and how if you want to help other people, you need to have energy, you need to eat, you need to get a good night's sleep, all the rest of it. Um, so avoid things that are magical and think about really how does that happen? How does that work? There must be a reason behind it. The other thing that I saw recently was people discussing teeth regeneration. Can you regenerate teeth? And people were just saying, yeah, you can regenerate teeth. I've done it before. And they were showing pictures, and they weren't particularly good pictures. Or they were just pictures of remineralization, but not regenerating teeth. But a lot of people want to believe that you can regenerate teeth by, you know, giving up fluoride and stopping drinking tap water and stupid stuff like that. You can't regenerate your teeth. There's no way to do it. It's another magic. It's another like appeal to like magic. Like, oh well, the body can just do it. Like, how does the body? There's limits to what the body can do. We can't regrow our arms if they get cut off. So protect your teeth. Anyway, let me know down below what you think. And please subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thank you.